So I think I messed up big time. I moved to the city a few months ago, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready for my big new life. The only problem, rent. It's insane. So I did what any desperate 20-something would do. I went on Craigslist to find a roommate. And that's where I found him. Let's call him Alistair. His ad was interesting. Nocturnal individual seeking a quiet, understanding roommate. Must be okay with an unconventional schedule and a specific diet. I probably should have seen the red flags, right? They were practically waving in my face. But the rent was cheap. The apartment photos looked amazing. And I figured, hey, maybe he's just a really intense vegan or something. Spoiler alert, he was not. When I met Alistair, he was captivating, tall, pale, with these dark, intense eyes that seemed to look right through you. He spoke with this old-world accent, all formal and polite. He told me he was a freelance writer, which explained the weird hours. He only came out of his room after sunset and was always gone before I woke up. Honestly, for the first month, it was perfect. I basically had the apartment to myself during the day. But then, the weird stuff started. Little things at first. I'd come home and find all the curtains drawn, even on the sunniest days. He never ate any of the food I bought, not a single bite. I once offered him some of my garlic bread, and he physically recoiled like I'd sprayed him with pepper spray. He said he had a severe allium allergy. Again, I just thought, wow, this guy's got some serious dietary restrictions. The real kicker was his pantry. One day, I was looking for a can of beans, and I accidentally opened the wrong cabinet. It was filled top to bottom with what looked like medical blood bags, the kind you see in hospitals. They were all neatly labeled with dates and ... types. My first thought was, okay, this is weird. Maybe he's a phlebotomist or a medical courier. I was really good at making excuses for him. I tried to ask him about it casually. Hey, Alistair, I said, trying to sound nonchalant. So there, bags in the kitchen, big blood drive? He just gave me this slow, unnerving smile and said something like that. It's for my ... condition. And then he changed the subject. Things got even stranger. I started feeling tired all the time. Like bone-deep exhausted. I was sleeping 10 hours a night and still waking up feeling like I'd run a marathon. I had these weird little marks on my neck, like the tiny bug bites, but they never seemed to heal. I went to the doctor, who was just as confused as I was. They tested me for anemia, mono, everything. All the tests came back normal. Meanwhile, Alistair was looking great. When I first met him, he was pale and thin. But lately, he seemed ... healthier. His cheeks had more color. His eyes were brighter. It was like he was getting stronger while I was getting weaker. That's when the pieces started clicking into place. The nocturnal schedule, the aversion to sunlight and garlic. The specific diet, the blood bags, the weird marks on my neck. The constant exhaustion. I know it sounds crazy. I mean, vampires, in this day and age. It's the kind of thing you see in movies, not in your spare bedroom. I kept telling myself I was being ridiculous, that I was just stressed and letting my imagination run wild. But then came last night. It was the final, undeniable proof. I woke up around 3 a.m. The room was dark, but I could feel a presence. I opened my eyes just a sliver, and my heart stopped. Alistair was standing over my bed. His face was inches from my neck, and his eyes were glowing with a faint red light. I could see fangs, actual pointy. I've been to suck your blood fangs. I froze. I didn't scream. I didn't move a muscle. I just lay there, pretending to be asleep, my mind racing a million miles a minute. He was so close I could feel his cold breath on my skin. He leaned in, and I squeezed my eyes shut, bracing for the worst. But then, my cat, Mittens, a fluffy little hero I haven't even mentioned yet, jumped onto the bed right between us. She let out this furious hiss, arching her back and swatting at his face with her claws. Alistair hissed back a sound that was definitely not human and stumbled away from the bed. He glared at Mittens for a second, then seemed to just melt back into the shadows of the hallway. I stayed awake for the rest of the night, huddled under my blankets with Mittens purring on my chest like a furry little guardian angel,